to my channel. Today's video is going to be a chit chat girl talk type get ready with me video about my like 10-minute face that I do just about every day. I thought it'd be a nice quick way to get back in doing videos because I'm a bird YouTuber and haven't done videos in a long time. Also, if you are brand new here, hello, my name is Ariel and I would like to take a second to invite you to hit that subscribe button and become a part of my little internet family, which I love so much. Anyway, let's get started with this thing and we'll chit chat. I'm going to start off with the Professional Primer. I picked this up right around my birthday. I had a girls' weekend and they came up and I did some Sephora shopping. If you follow me on Twitter and or Instagram, you would have seen that because I documented that and it was a lot of fun. I do like it. However, I do find that I have to watch what my skin is doing. I don't have a lot of pore issues. Generally just under my eyes here in this like little triangle zone I'll get bigger pores, but I do have like combination to dry-ish skin, and on days where my skin is more dry I definitely just skip the primer and just extra moisturize and rub it in really well because it is technically a mattifying primer as well, and so if my skin is dry, no matter what the foundation, it can tend to make it look a little flaky and cakey and weird. But today my skin is pretty normal feeling and I do have some bigger pores that are popping out today, so I'm going to put that on just in that area there. Just a little bit I find goes a long way, and I just like to dab it in there and blend it out along the sides of my nose and out. I really need to get like a big mirror. That's what I need to buy. But anyway, I'm really glad to be filming. I've been so neglectful of my channel and I'm so sorry, guys. It's not even that I haven't been trying to film or that I've just been like slacking off. It's just been like I've literally probably filmed 5 videos for you guys over the past month, and every time I go to edit them, either the footage is corrupted or the lighting just isn't right or the audio's gone, or it's just been like a whole slew of issues. So it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna take a few weeks, regroup, and get back in, and I thought this would be kind of a fun way to jump in. Next, I'm taking the Tarte Rainforest of the C foundation. This is in Fair Beige. I'm gonna give it a good shake because it is a water-based foundation, and I'm in love with this foundation. I can't say enough amazing things about it. My skin has never looked more amazing than with this. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I just take the little dropper. Don't want to drop that, just stay there. I just like to take the little dropper and I actually drop the foundation on parts on my face. You know what? Oh, I'm gonna get foundation all up in my hair if I'm not careful. Do I have a hair tie? I'm gonna be right back. I need a hair tie. All right. Just successfully walked around my apartment without dripping foundation everywhere. I'm impressed. And I normally like to take a sponge. This is the one by Real Techniques, their Miracle Complexion Sponge or whatever. It's like the dupe for the Beauty Blender. Really good. This is clean and sterile. I promise it's just stained. And I will just bounce that in. I find that it has a really pretty medium coverage that you can kind of build up to a more full coverage, but you can also shear it out. So for days where you don't want a lot of coverage, you just want to kind of even out certain areas. I found it so good for that. It leaves a really beautiful, dewy, luminous finish on your face. Oh my gosh, it's just, I have not found one downside with this foundation yet. It doesn't settle into pores. It doesn't settle into pores or any of my fine lines or any of that. It just kind of melts into my skin and looks natural. You know, it doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. It looks like my skin. It looks like a perfected version of my skin, and I can get. Oh, there's a construction man working down there, and a puppy in the forest. We have a lot of construction going on. Like, not construction. The apartment complexes next to us their roofs are getting redone. And so there's like men walking back in here and it looks like one of them brought their dog today. I wonder what they think with my whole setup right now if they were to look up they'd see me talking to my camera with lights and all that fun stuff. So pretty, right? Like, I don't know, I love that finish. I'm gonna let that dry before I powder it, and I'm going to go into, what am I gonna go into? Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my color Tattoo. This is in the color Leather, and I actually use this as a contour shade. Don't judge me, it's just what I do. It's the perfect shade for us kind of lighter ladies or gentlemen's. It's not too dark, it's not too orange, it's this nice, really pretty ashy shade. And I'm just gonna take a little bit on this Zoeva 109 face paint brush, which is just like a flat top brush. Don't have to use these. I just got a whole bunch of Zoeva brushes and I've been enjoying them. I'm gonna lightly contour, just enough to add a little shape back into my face. I have kind of a ovally round thing going on here with my face, and when I take all the color out of it, you know, as you do with foundation, I can look a little bit balloon-like without some contour. And I just do a little bit on the cheeks. I'll kind of carve it out here and then blend it up. And then take a little bit into my temples. Just make sure you blend it out really well. You don't want an obvious harsh line here. Obvious contour is not bad contour, but obvious harsh lines does make for bad contour, if that makes sense. So yes, gonna do that. And then just the tiniest bit under my jawline here, just to give myself some definition. Next, I'm moving into my FitMe concealer in number 15, Fair. I have 10, which is technically light. It's supposed to be lighter, but it's more of a pinky, not a pink. It's more of like an orangey base, I know, kind of salmony. It really is wonderful under the eyes to like correct, but this is definitely to correct dark circles. But this is definitely more of a neutral shade, and it is technically lighter when I put it on. So I'm gonna use it just in that triangle section under my eyes to highlight. Sure, I look super scary. And then I'll use it on my chin, kind of on my Cupid's bow, but not like rah, rah, rah. Use it down the center of my nose, and then up here on my forehead, out a little bit. And then I'm just gonna blend it all out with my beauty blender or the Real Technique sponge, whatever you want to call it. That's what I'm using. Just kind of bouncing it in. And I like the slight extra coverage that it gives to my face. Because in these areas that I actually put it, I tend to get more redness, and especially on my chin area, that's where I'd break out. So it's really good. I adore the coverage of this. I love the texture of it. And I have not found that it creases as long as I blend it out, let it kind of set, and then set it again with a powder. And then before any of that creases and sets, I'm going to take a bone here for my Metal Matte palette on a fluffy brush and just fluff that over my lids, just so nothing creases. Alright. And as for the rest of my face makeup, I'm actually going to kind of leave that be to settle where it's going to settle, and then I'm going to go back in later after it's kind of dried down a bit and set it with a powder. That's going though, I am going to do my eyebrows. I like to go in between using a powder and using like an actual brow product like the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Today I'm going to actually just use a powder, but I am going to obviously use the spoolie on this because I really like it. Today I'm going to be using Bedrock from Makeup Geek. It's just a really cool tone, almost gray brown, that really suits my skin tone and my hair color. I like slightly darker brows to go along with my hair, but I have really ashy roots, and I find that a lot of brow products can be a little red on me, but this is perfect because it's almost a gray. To brush my hairs up, my brow hairs, and kind of get them into a shape that I like. Normally this makeup really does only take me like 10 minutes, 15 minutes if I'm really wanting to take my time and be precise. This video might go over because I am talking through everything and, you know, just chit-chatting with life, about life with you guys. Alright. been into a really full brow look lately. I've been trying to grow my brows out. I always get to a certain stage and I start getting frustrated how they look and I pluck it again, but I need you guys to be strong for me and tell me not to pluck my brows because I want to grow them out. I want them to not be victims of the 90s as they were during my high school years. Even though I graduated in the 2000s, like the early 2000s, and super thin brows were still in then. So I did pluck the absolute hell out of these. So it's been a process getting them back. I feel like whenever I do my brows on camera, they never look as good as when I just do them for Instagram or for myself. Gonna brush through them again just to kind of fade out the front ever so slightly. I don't always like the very like super light and then to like dart. I think that looks a little too fake. I like my eyebrows to look well groomed, but I don't like them to necessarily look fake. There you go. I need a good brow gel. Do you guys have recommendations for a good brow gel? I have tried like the Maybelline stuff and it's okay. I don't know. I'm not really willing to pay Anastasia type money because it's brow gel, but if I have to, I will. But if you guys have any like slightly cheaper alternatives, I'd love to hear what you guys think. My face is slightly tacky, but it has dried down a bit, so I'm gonna go in with a powder. This is actually a trophy from MAC. It's one of their pearl matte face powders. It was limited edition when I got it. The lady talked me into it. Have you ever gotten, like, has that ever happened to any of you guys? So I went in there with full intentions to get soft and gentle from MAC. I have watched people use it on YouTube for years and years, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to give it a try. I need to give it a try. Went in there, told them this is what I'd like to try, and the lady was like, oh, do you want to try this new face powder? It's limited edition, blah, blah, blah. Put it on my face, looked gorgeous. I'm like, okay, fine, because I don't know how to say no to people. And I do love it, but it definitely is not the most glimmery thing. It's meant to be kind of like a highlight. It has these really pretty colors in it. It's like a tricolor thing where it's white and pink and green. When you swirl it all together, it makes a really sheeny, pearly finish if you like build it up. However, I like to put it on a big fluffy brush. This is the 106 powder brush from Zoeva. And I'll swirl it all up in there, getting all the colors together, because the green kind of acts as a neutralizer. It's kind of like those multicolored bricks of color that you see that are meant to like neutralize your face. Do that, and I'll just lightly tap it everywhere, and it sets all of my foundation, like all the liquids, and leaves just this beautiful sheen. It kind of reminds me of the Hourglass powders. And as long as I don't sit there and build it up, I don't look like a disco ball. And I don't look greasy. I just look like I have this beautiful lit from within thing going on, which is always a plus. There. With my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. My friend got this for me for my birthday, and I am obsessed. Just taking out a fan brush from Zoeva. I got a bunch of brushes from Zoeva like a month ago, and I just can't stop using them. They're so good. And I'm just gonna use that to lightly highlight my cheeks. And I like to kind of take mine in a C motion. Alright, so my camera randomly decided that it was going to stop recording. I'm not sure why. I didn't hit my the max minutes that I can record. It just kind of stopped. But you didn't miss too much, but just enough where I'm not able to kind of recreate it because it would require taking makeup off. So I'm not going to do that, but what I'll do is I'll kind of go through what I was saying. Right when it cut out, I was talking about where I like to place my highlight. I definitely like to place it on my cheekbones, and then I like to kind of blend it up in a C shape above my eyebrow. I think it gives this beautiful angelic glow. I definitely like to put it right on the tip of my nose and blend it out really well. And then I'm going to add a whole bunch more to my Cupid's bow because I think that is just so cute. I honestly think Cupid's bow is the absolute prettiest place for highlighter. I think no matter what, on absolutely everybody, Cupid's bow highlight is gorgeous. I also put on some blush. It's just the lightest pink color from my e.l.f. palette here. Super pretty. I just used this Zoeva 127 Luxe Sheer cheek brush, and I put it a little further back and blended it into my contour, and then with whatever was left I popped it more towards the front of my cheeks here, but I generally like to keep my blush further back. Sometimes I feel like on the front of my cheeks it can make me look like I'm 12 again, which is not good when I already look like I'm pretty young. I mean, I am young in general, but I look a lot younger than I actually am. I also put on some mascara just on the top lashes. I curled them and then went in with the Lash Sensational by Maybelline. This is their waterproof formula. I'm in love with this. My friend Megan also recommended this to me, who is amazing, and I actually wore this on my wedding day, and it didn't come off the whole day or the morning after because I didn't wash my face before I went to bed because I was too tired. But this is so good, but I only put it on the top because I like a nice clean look for under the eyes when I'm just kind of focusing on skin. And then I'm going to go in finally with my my Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in Rebel Rose, and this stuff rocks. Megan, same Megan that I've been talking about this whole time, gave this to me for my birthday. She gave me 3 shades and I am obsessed. Obsessed, you guys. Honestly, I think that the formula in this is super comparable to the Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks, but it's $5. Like, you can't beat it. I can wear this all day and it doesn't come off. It's a little more drying than J-Star's, but for $5, I mean, I'm gonna go out and buy the whole range. I'm super impressed. So I'm gonna pop this on my lips. It's just a really nudie color, beautiful color, but I'm not gonna talk while I'm doing it, otherwise I will probably like squiggle outside the lines like in a cartoon and it won't be cute. Alrighty guys, and that is about it. This is generally what I do on a day-to-day basis when I want to feel like polished and put together, but I'm not feeling like doing a full face of makeup. Super quick and easy. Generally, it really only does take me about 10 minutes when I'm not chit-chatting. And yeah, some days actually I will not even do the mascara. I'll just leave them completely bare. I think there's something so chic and trendy about like super perfected glowy skin and like even a bold lip and a bold brow, but then nothing on the eyes. It looks so clean and kind of ethereal, but definitely put the mascara on for you guys just to kind of, you know, tie the whole thing together for those of you who do like mascara. But yes, if you did enjoy this chatty video, please do give me a thumbs up so I know to make more like this, as well as leave me a comment down below with other kinds of videos you'd like to see. I have a whole list of things I want to film, but I definitely want to make sure that I am filming things and editing things that you guys want to watch. If you haven't, please do hit that subscribe button, become a part of our little family here, just because I do sincerely love each and every one of you that comment on my videos, whether or not you're subscribed, but being subscribed would be cool because then you can kind of see more of me. If you don't, I'd love it if you followed me on my other social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Those will be linked down below, as well as somewhere at the start of the video, just because I'm kind of a goofy person and it's fun to see that on my other platforms. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed everything, and I hope you're having the most amazing day ever, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.